Hey, thanks for coming back and joining me. My last video, I introduced the idea about the destructive thought loop. And I explained that basically the destructive thought loop is when negative thoughts override something that you're trying to create. So you do the action, you make this big change in your life, you finally do it. Maybe you implement boundaries in a difficult relationship, you take a big risk in your business, you walk away from a toxic relationship, you quit a job you've been wanting to leave for a long time, or you move to another part of the country. These are all big changes, and there's even more than what I'm describing, but these are the examples that I'm going to use throughout this video series. So last time I explained what the destructive thought loop was and is, and this time I'm going to teach you ways that we can calm that overthinking loop again, how we can calm it down. And I just want to show you the visual. Here is my destructive thought loop. Here are the negative thoughts that go around and around in our head of fear, of guilt, of doubt, of sadness, and other negative emotions. This is very common, but the good news is thoughts are temporary and you are not your thoughts. They are just what's coming in your mind. It is not you. Okay, so I was saying you made a big change for yourself, and now this destructive thought loop is coming in again and again and telling you all these terrible things about why you shouldn't be doing what you did. So the first step of what you want to do is step back and witness these thoughts. I've talked a lot about witnessing in my video. It's sort of the Buddhist way where we say you watch the parade go by, but you don't get in it. You don't get in the chaos. So you just want to witness the thought. Pay attention to it. So for instance, let's see. Let's say I set some boundaries in a difficult relationship. The destructive thought loop, the thoughts that might be going around is shame, guilt, sadness, fear, embarrassment, where you start hearing yourself saying, I shouldn't have done that. Now she's not going to like me anymore. How will this relationship move forward? Maybe I should go back to the way things used to be because at least I was comfortable. It was uncomfortable, a discomfort, but I was comfortable in the discomfort. So this is what happens in the thought loop. But you can't ignore it. You have to acknowledge these negative thoughts. So I don't know if you've ever heard the expression, you need to feel it to heal it. So that's how we start. Feel it to heal it. So you just want to notice these negative thoughts. Maybe you want to write them down. You just want to witness what exactly are they? Because in order to heal this, you have to first see it. Okay. Then you want to see, where am I holding on to these thoughts emotionally and physically? Because every time you're experiencing a negative emotion that's strong, you can feel it in your body. So you have to first get quiet, witness what those thoughts are, and then sit still and feel it in your body. Maybe you feel anxiety and a tightness in your chest, and you feel the stress of it. Maybe you feel an upset in your stomach, in your gut. Maybe you're feeling headaches. So whatever it is, whatever those negative thoughts are doing to your body, witness where in your body are you feeling them. And then what you want to do is take deep breath and feel those negative thoughts inside the body and you're going to send that breath to the body. So let's say I'm feeling a tightness in my chest every time I think about setting boundaries and that I did this, but now I'm feeling regret. So when I feel this tightness in my chest, I'm just going to like take some deep breath. And I'm going to send that breath to the area in my body where I'm feeling the discomfort. So I'm just showing you on my chest, but maybe it's in your stomach, maybe it's in your arms and legs, maybe it's in your head. So you just sit quiet for a few minutes and breathe. And breathe again. And I'm visualizing the breath going into the areas that feel the discomfort. And by doing this about 10 times for each of the areas in the body that feel the discomfort, you will slowly start to calm the body down. And you're going to calm your mind down, because when you're in the destructive thought loop, you are in that sort of fight or flight mode. You're producing more stress and cortisol, and you want to try and quiet it down. And the deep breath engages the parasympathetic nervous system. It's like the rest mode. And so basically it'll sort of bring you back to the present moment, and you'll be able to see more clearly what's going on in your body and in your mind. So it gives you clarity, and it puts you back in the present moment, where if you want to heal this destructive thought loop, this DTL, you have to get yourself into the zone of calm first. Okay. So those two things. Number one was witness the actual negative thought. And number two was breathe and notice where it resides in the body and send the breath to the body. The next thing to do to quiet the DTL is to write a spew letter. This was a neat idea I found on the internet, actually. You write down everything that you're thinking and feeling. You don't hold back at all. Let's say it's for a toxic relationship that you decided to end. And now you're feeling discomfort about ending that. So you write this letter, everything that pissed you off about that person and everything they did and why you needed to leave them, and write it out, and don't even like hold back. Put the bad words in there, everything. Okay. And then once the letter feels complete, then you take a quiet moment and you sit with it and read back the letter. If it was a letter that you were going to give to someone, don't give this letter to someone, by the way. This is just a letter to get all the toxicity out of you. But if it was somebody if it was a person that this discomfort is causing, pretend as you read this letter that person is sitting right in front of you. And then once you've written that letter, and like, it doesn't have to just be about a person. It could be about your move, right? Everything that you're thinking about the regrets, like, why did I move? What was I thinking? This wasn't a good idea. Get it all out. Once you've gotten it out, then you sit quietly again. Then you can burn it, have a burning ceremony. You can delete it. You can crinkle it up in a ball and throw it away, whatever. But the point is, once you erase it and get rid of it, it's over. And you're signaling that into your mind. Okay, the next idea that I have for healing those negative thoughts is an ancient Hawaiian prayer called Hooponopono. Hooponopono in Hawaiian means make it right. And this is a practice, an ancient practice that they would use inside their families in Hawaii to heal discomfort inside the family. Well, first, just a little bit of background of why Hooponopono works. So Hooponopono is basically a 4-step process that you would say over and over again. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. They're really 4 very important words. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. And every time you say them, you want to really feel them. And the point of Ho'oponopono is that we're all connected. So every single thing that happens in this world and happens in your mind is connected. So it's about taking responsibility for everything. And that's what these words signify. So this study came out. I think his name was Dr. Len Hugh, or no, Dr. Hugh Len. And he was asked to go to a criminal mental ward hospital where the morale was really low, not just with the sick people in the ward, but also the employees. It was just a really bad scene. So this doctor, this psychotherapist, went there, observed what was going on, and then the way he healed the people in the ward as well as the employees is he would take each person's file and he would sit quietly in his office, not even in the same building, and he would repeat those words again and again and conjure up the person he was thinking of, as well as connect with himself. And he would say, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And he did this every day. I don't know how long the study went, but he did it for every employee and every patient. And after the study was over, they noticed that everybody was in much better spirits. Patients started to recover. So it was a really profound study. It's worth looking up if you want to read more about it. So that's why I wanted to bring it up today, because this is a powerful prayer. You could use this in a meditation. Anytime you think about it, just sit quietly and say those words. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. And I'm noticing that I just screwed up the order, and that doesn't even matter. It's the words that matter. So, so step 1 is repentance. We say, I'm sorry. Step 2 is ask for forgiveness. Please forgive me. Step 3 is gratitude. Say thank you. And then step 4 is love, which is the most powerful emotion there is. And you say, I love you. So those are the steps in Ho'oponopono. I want to just talk about a little bit about each one of them and why you would even say them based on what I'm talking about with the destructive thought loop. I'm sorry is about what I mentioned before, that we're all connected, so we're responsible for everything. And most importantly, you are responsible for everything in your mind, for everything that you think. And so when you're saying, I'm sorry, you're saying, I'm sorry based on the thoughts that you're thinking. This is a really abstract concept, and I know it's hard to understand. So let's take something that, you can blame for yourself. For instance, losing weight. Or let's say you're overweight, or you're addicted to nicotine, or too much alcohol, too much shopping, too much eating, too much gambling, all of those things. And those things eventually cause health problems, both physical and emotional. So you could start there with the I'm sorry in Ho'oponopono. The I'm sorry is to yourself. I'm sorry that I've been doing this to me. I'm sorry that I've been doing this. So that's the background behind the I'm sorry word. And then the next word is please forgive me. And it doesn't even matter who you're asking for forgiveness from. If you're dealing with, a toxic relationship, someone you've let go of, or any sort of relationship issue, it's easy. You bring the person to your mind and you say, please forgive me. And the please forgive me, again, they may have done wrong things, but you're still forgiving them because they're a human being and we're all connected. And forgiveness helps them and it helps you. You don't have to say it to them. It's a prayer. Then the step 3 is gratitude. And that's when you say thank you. So the thank you, again, doesn't matter who or what you're thanking. You're thanking your body for all that it does. You're thanking yourself for doing the best you can do. You're thanking God. You're thanking the universe. You're thanking the people in the world. You just keep saying it. Thank you. And then the 4th step is I love you. And this is where you want to say, I love you. You want to say it to your body. You want to say it to God. You want to say it to humans. You want to say it to yourself. You want to say, I love you to all of your challenges. It doesn't matter. All of it is energetic. But you have to mean it and you have to feel it. So I'm going to say these words again. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. So a lot of times the way I meditate is I will chant that over and over again. And you don't have to focus too hard on the specifics of who you're saying you're sorry to, who you're forgiving, who you're saying. You can just say the prayer, but try and feel the love inside of your heart as you're saying the prayer. And that will heal and get rid of that destructive thought loop. Okay. I think that's all that I want to say about that. Okay. And then the last thing that I'm going to mention to help slow down or stop the destructive thought loop is by talking to someone about it. It's not healthy to always keep things in. And if you don't use a therapist or a life coach, which feel free to contact me, I'm always here. You can always find somebody that you feel comfortable with sharing your pain and tell them about your situation and tell them that you're trying to create a change for yourself. And you actually did create the change, but now because you feel these crazy thoughts coming in, it's upsetting you, and work through it with that other person. Just by sharing it, you're getting out, you're verbalizing what is keeping you down, what's negative that's keeping you down. And it's good for the other person too, because maybe they're going through a similar situation and then they share with you what they're going through. So, okay, to sum up in this session, some of the steps to stop this are: number 1, observe the negative thoughts that you're feeling, name them and feel them. Where in your body are they affecting you? Number 2, breathe through all the areas of your body where you're feeling tightness and discomfort. Send the breath there and take about 10 deep breaths. This will calm your nervous system and bring you back to the present moment and shut off those thoughts. Number 3, write a spew letter. Purge everything that's pissing you off about this situation, or that's making you sad or making you feel shame or any of those lower emotions. Get that shit out. Number 4, talk to someone about your negative thoughts that you're feeling. Share. And number 5, practice Hooponopono. So 5 steps, not hard steps, and a really great way to slow down and maybe even stop the destructive thought loop. So stay with me. Next week, I'm going to have the next video with a few more ideas of how to calm that monkey mind, how to quiet those destructive thoughts so that you can align your thoughts with your action and create and manifest everything you desire. Thanks for staying with me.